going on, guys? This is HDX here, and I wanted to show you something because I was bored as hell, and I was digging in through my drawer, in one of my bedroom drawers, and look what I found. You see that? Haha, old stuff. TNA, Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. I actually went to a house show at the time here, and it was back in 2008 here. See here? TNA, live, cross the line, house show in the Bank United Center at the University of Miami. Saturday, September the 27th, 2008, 10 years ago. Wow, look how much it was at the time here. The convenience was there, all the detail, And look what we got here. There's me in the middle, and look who's between me. AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, where they were kicking ass in TNA. As you can see here, I was holding a fan on. You couldn't tell very carefully because sometimes I don't put attention to detail to things. I mean, that was in high school at the time, but nonetheless, it looks good. See right here, TNA Impact Thursdays 9 through 11 on Spike. Now they're the Paramount Network. Rest in peace, Spike. Yeah, let's see. And there's a reason why I'm showing this to you, which I'm going to talk to you in a bit. Or, in fact, right now. Now, before we go any further here, there's just a couple of things that I need to get off my chest in terms of this Sunday's SummerSlam, or Summer Scam. And I want to thank JD from NY206, one of my favorite YouTubers that I listen to, because this is the best word that can describe this event. Summer Scam. All hype, but not too much substance. And as you can see from this original pay-per-view poster here, this promotional poster, two matches that they've been overly hyped for because of Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns was going to be a disaster, and Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey, which I know it's not going to be different anyway. Now, with all that being said, there is only one, and I mean one, actually two matches that I'm looking forward to, and two matches within that card that is something worth the damn. Of course, I'm looking forward to Daniel Bryan and The Miz, which I'm hoping that they book this rivalry long term. But the very particular match that I really wanted to talk to, and I'm really looking forward to the most, is two of my favorite wrestlers since 2008. I'm talking about AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. As you can see here, this is a pick all the way back in 2009. Actually, those were the two that I discovered in 2005, and yes, I remember watching them go at it. One of my favorite rivalries back in TNA, when the high-flying athleticism of AJ Styles versus the tough powerhouse style of Samoa Joe. To me, this was a rivalry made in heaven. They felt perfect, like they were meant to be together in terms of the rivalry, in terms of how they go, in terms of different styles of wrestling when they go at one another. I remember this match in particular back in 2007, Sacrifice. This was the very match when they showcased their skills, amazing prowess, and athleticism, that they were showing that they were the future of TNA, that they were the future stars that were going to take this company and lead it to the promised land. I also remember the match back in 2005 here, 2005, when I discovered TNA, turning point for the X Division title, when the X Division was at its peak, where these two were the kings of the X Division. This was back when TNA was on Spike TV. They were on a roll. Everybody was taking notice. AJ Styles was on the top of the X Division the moment when he stepped back into the division, and when Samoa Joe was undefeated. Oh, I remember those days. Hell, why don't we go back way earlier in the same year, Sacrifice 2005, when it was the finals for the Super X Cup. Like, those two, they showcased that they were the very, very best of the X Division, going at it, that it was not about weight limits, it was about no limits. They were going at each other's throats, throwing hot spots, taking amazing bumps. Hell, even the highlight reel was so amazing. I have to watch it over and over and over again, and feeling all of these two, that they were the future of professional wrestling. This very match received rave reviews, and it's gotten 4 out of 5 stars. It shows that these two were made for the scene, that were made for the main event. So freaking cool. And how could I forget the very three-way dance match for the X Division title at the same year, during the same year, Unbreakable, the very main event that kicked freaking ass. To me, I feel like that AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, those were the very three of the very best of the X Division that I referred to them as the Fighting Spirit Three Musketeers of the X Division. Yeah, a New Japan Pro Wrestling reference. You get the idea here. Oh, watch out, look at Joe. Whoa! And now, fast forwarding to 10 years later, and now we see the same two guys fighting each other, this time in a WWE ring for the most prestigious title in all of the company, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm so looking forward to this here. Now, I posted this just recently on Instagram as of this recording. Yes, the very souvenir that I just showed you at the beginning of the video here just earlier. And if you want to check out my social media, especially this Instagram, feel free to check it out. The link is going to be in the description so you can check out all my pics. Now, with that being said here, to me, this is the most very special match here that I'm so looking forward to in this card. And I say that is because I remembered so long ago, that 10 years ago, is that I remember having that extra $20 in my pocket, and they gave me this opportunity to take pictures of both AJ Styles and Samoa Joe in the six-sided ring. To me, that was so freaking awesome there, and I can never forget that day. And I was lucky that I had that extra $20 in my pocket here. It was so awesome. Now, with all that being said here, let's take a look at the 4 reasons why this should be the main event. Let's begin. Number 1, this is the first time in a televised or a pay-per-view event between, say, AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. Now, yes, I've been aware is that they've been facing each other on house shows, but this right here in this event, this is the first time that we're going to see each other on WWE programming for the WWE title on this grand of a scale. Number 2, nobody cares about Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I mean, like, seriously, how many times we gotta see this over and over and over again? It's already a beaten dead horse. And also, personally, I'm not even giving a damn about this match here. I'm gonna be like Brock Lesnar. I'm just gonna pick up a magazine, read this here, and not giving a damn. Number 3, Styles and Joe are better performers than Reigns and Lesnar. Because look at the old footage, the old various clips that we seen earlier in the video when they were in TNA. These two are capable to pull out all the stops and burn the house down. Because not only that they're absolutely over, but they have well-skilled arsenals in terms of their movesets and different various styles that compel with one another. Whereas Reigns and Lesnar, on the other hand, now we've already seen it over and over and over again before. They're big and strong and massive guys, larger than life guys, but it just seems like they don't even have the movesets to back it up. So Lesnar and Reigns are going to get lazy with it, obviously, just like how the creative is going to get lazy with it. Number 4, the magic cannot be replicated by Reigns and Lesnar. Now, WWE Creative, I know that you're trying so hard to make that match between Reigns and Lesnar larger than life, that it's an epic showdown between a hero versus a villain, but my god, it just comes off as forced and nothing more but an agenda-driven narrative. Whereas AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, on the other hand, they have amazing movesets, their styles differentiate from one another, so it can add some compelling storytelling here. And speaking of which, the Samoa Joe getting underneath the skin of AJ Styles here, and the fact that they have crossed paths before back in the day, it is compelling storytelling to me, and I love it. Oh yeah, and one more thing, I wanted to add an extra one here, so I hope that the WWE gets the message. Hopefully, if they watch this. Number 5, Styles versus Joe is good for business. For WWE always saying that everything that we do is best for business, why not this one? Why not put this in the main event? I mean, think about it. If you want your fans to go home happy, especially